Waiters and waitresses. What is the most awkward couple date you have ever witnessed at work? It was a slow Thursday night at the wine bar where I was working. The kind of night where you could hear a pin drop over the quiet jazz playing in the background. The place had that warm, dimly lit vibe, perfect for dates or small gatherings. But on this night, it felt more like an empty stage waiting for something to happen. Around 8, a couple walked in and settled into a corner table. They looked like they belonged there. Middle-aged, dressed nicely but not flashy. The kind of regulars you might expect to see celebrating an anniversary or just enjoying a quiet evening. The man smiled politely when I greeted them. The woman seemed a bit tense, but smiled back. I went over the specials, suggesting a few small plates to start, and a couple of wines that paired well. They ordered a charcuterie board and a bottle of red. Things seemed normal enough, the kind of subdued atmosphere where people come to unwind. The appetizers arrived, and I went back to the kitchen to grab some napkins. When I came back, the mood had shifted. The man cleared his throat, and I caught the first glimpse of what was about to unfold. He pulled a folded stack of papers out of his jacket pocket. I couldn't read what was on them, but from the way the woman's eyes widened and her smile vanished, I knew immediately. Divorce papers. The man slid them across the table to his wife with a sort of grim determination. She froze for a moment, her hands clutching the wine glass so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Then the tension broke in a way no one wants to witness. She started shaking, her eyes filling with tears, and before she could stop herself, the tears spilled over. I didn't want to be the waiter in the middle of that, so I quietly stepped away and grabbed a box of tissues from the bar. When I returned, I set the box down gently in front of her, trying to be as unobtrusive as possible. She took a handful and wiped at her face, but the sobs kept coming, soft but relentless. The man sat back, expression unreadable, while the woman folded the papers with trembling hands and slipped them back into his direction. Neither of them spoke for a long moment. The rest of the bar seemed to shrink away, leaving only the three of us trapped in a bubble of raw emotion and quiet pain. I checked in on their dinner, but the charcuterie board sat mostly untouched. The woman managed to nibble a piece of cheese here and there, but it was clear neither of them had any appetite left. I offered to box up their meal, and the man nodded. I wrapped it carefully and brought the bill discreetly. He paid without a word, pulled his coat on, and stood up. The woman remained seated, head bowed, until he was almost at the door. Then she gathered herself and followed silently. The whole bar seemed to exhale after they left, like we'd all been holding our breath through a moment that felt too heavy to exist in a place meant for leisure. I didn't envy that ride home.